This week, I switched from hard courts in Portugal to clay courts in Germany. And this week, I was playing doubles with Alex Donski, who's ranked around 250 in the world for doubles. He actually also has a YouTube channel, which he was posting on many years ago about his road to 1 ATP point, which gave me some of the inspiration for my series. But first, let's start off with a little bit of how my singles qualifying campaign went. This was a tournament with 3 rounds of qualifying, so you'd have to win 3 rounds to make it through to the main draw. I warmed up with Lucian on the day of my first match. Today, I'd have 2 qualifying matches to get through to the final round of the qualifying draw. Now, in my first round, my opponent didn't want to be filmed, unfortunately. However, he also had to retire during this match due to injury. I managed to win the first set 6-3, I believe, and then in the second set at 3-2, my opponent ended up retiring, which meant that I was through to the second round of qualifying against an 18-year-old Czech player who was a very highly ranked juniors inside the top 100 in the ITF junior rankings, having claimed his first singles ATP points. Now, this match was an absolute grind. Having come from clay courts, the game style was super different, meaning that I had to really be on my A game in terms of just trying to be aggressive and trying to adjust to this new surface. This was a match where I started off very strong. I felt very comfortable with the new balls, and I managed to take the first set very comfortably. In the second set, there were 2 very long games at the beginning on his serve to eventually allow him to go 2-1 up. That was an absolute battle, and from that point onwards, he had a little bit of rhythm and a little bit of momentum. The balls began to soften up quite a lot as we got towards a match tiebreak. In the match tiebreak, it was an absolute all-out battle to see who could, basically just outlast the opponent. And unfortunately, I didn't come out on top. My opponent just was able to put 1 more ball in court, and I'm definitely looking forward to adjusting my game a little bit, watching this match back, and just adjusting for these clay courts slightly, because I did feel a little bit out of my comfort zone and element, having pretty much rocked up the day before and just switched surfaces onto a surface which probably favors a slightly more grinder of a player. But nevertheless, next day it was time to jump on the doubles court with Mr. Alex Donski himself. We managed to get in a solid warm-up about 30 to 40 minutes before the match. Even with his ranking being 250 roughly, and my ranking at this point being around, I think it was 1500.
Also guys, under 50% of you that watched last week's video are actually subscribed. So what are you doing? Go down there, subscribe, hit the bell icon while you're there, and also like the video. Now, let's jump back into it.
We weren't seeded. We actually played the number 3 seed, Kai Lemstra and Rafael Kalzi. Now this was obviously our first round match, and every match in the doubles draw you're playing for ATP points. So this would not only allow us to progress to the next round, but would also further both of our rankings. I feel like it would help me a little bit more than him, because he'd probably go up like 1 or 2 spots. But nevertheless, we started off the match with the first game on serve, which is always very nice. These 2 opponents were ranked, I think, around 580 or 600 and about 700 each, so combined ranking of 1500, which is a pretty strong seed number 3 for a 15k tournament. So I definitely think that we really wanted to start this tournament off well and take their draw, basically. You can see here that it's juice, so sudden death juices. All of the doubles are sudden death juices in the ITF tour, which can be frustrating if you're losing, but also positive if you're winning. Depends which side you're on. But as you can see, Donski just really fluid at the net, feeling really comfortable with those touch volleys. I definitely think doubles is something that I really enjoy playing, having played with Simon earlier on this year, winning my first 2 first round matches and losing in the quarterfinals both times. So having a 100% record in first rounds was definitely something I wanted to carry on here. Who better to help me to that than Alex. In this first set, it was pretty tight. No one really wanted to give each other anything. A lot of sudden death juices, as you can see here on Alex's serve. These points can end up being crucial. There might be 5-6 of them in a set, and if you end up winning all of them, you've got the set, and if you end up losing all of them, you've lost the set, and it comes down to a few points. We give away a break to our opponents, going 4-2 down in this first set. I wasn't that worried. We had kept a very good positive vibe. Having never played together, it was definitely something new. Obviously, we knew each other from previous tournaments. I met him in Greece last year, so we weren't complete strangers. And so he definitely had a good energy when we were playing on the court. And overall, I didn't feel like the actual level of doubles was vastly different between us and them in terms of teams-wise. So I definitely felt very comfortable, and I didn't feel really out of my element, which I think is a very positive thing. I didn't feel like I was the worst player on the court. I didn't feel like I was the best, but I definitely think that with some more doubles practice, I could definitely feel, very confident in these kind of first round matches, even against strong opponents. So, we can see here holding and making them serve threat in this first set at 5-4 down. Managed to put in a pretty decent return there. And, the first few points of the game are key. If you can get yourself to 30 love or 40 love, you've got 3 or 4 break points in a row and you put all of the pressure on them. You can see we wanted to come to the net, both of us, because, we were both volleying some very, very deep balls and putting away volleys like that. This 30-all point was absolutely huge. He manages to put a serve really far out wide. My foot gets trapped under the fence, but we get a little bit lucky there and get 2 break points to take this first set to 5-all. Alex just putting the return at Calzi, and he puts away a great volley, and sudden death juice here once again. I think this is the 4th or 5th on their serve. Kai puts in a very, very strong serve. Goes kind of tactically very good, straight up the middle. Comes to me on the forehand side. I'm just trading it cross, and Lemstra puts a ball straight up the line. And that was too good. They managed to win all of their sudden death juice points on serve, and fair play to them. But this second set started off pretty electric. You can see here 30-40 down. And this point was absolutely crazy. And we eventually end up losing the point and going down an early break in this second set, which is never ideal. They were doing a great job of poaching at the net, making the angle, closing down the angles on the court, making the court feel very small. But somehow I made that ball back. I wish that was on camera. But we never stopped fighting, as you can see. It was never a time where we didn't stop believing. And, we definitely thought, we just got to break them back once. There have been so many sudden death juice points, close calls. There's just one point even that needs to go our way. Alex putting in some really big serves this game, giving me a lot of opportunities to kind of put away the volleys at the net, which is key. But yeah, they weren't giving us much. And now our first break point, I think, in this set, sudden death juice. Me going cross court with that ball, getting the volley down to Lemstra's feet, putting away the smash, and we break back to go 3-all in this second set. And that was a very confidence boosting point. The first time that we've managed to break them. And from there, the floodgates open. Alex played very, very confidently. And obviously, with his experience and level, the communication was perfect. And we really began to find our feet in this match and get on the upper foot. Another sudden death juice on Kai's serve here. This would put the real nail in the coffin in the first set. And Alex goes for the big backhand out of the line. Couldn't quite execute on that occasion. But nevertheless, 4-all. This was a very crucial game on my serve, so knew that I had to try and put as much pressure on them as possible. You can see coming forwards, being ultra aggressive. On a clay court, it's not going to move as much in terms of, the ball's not going to be doing crazy things because it's a little bit slower. So you're going to have more opportunity to get forwards after you've hit the shot. And the volley is going to be so much more important because you're not letting the ball bounce. You're not giving it an opportunity to slow down or get a dodgy bounce. And as you can see here, taking this game to love, a very confident service game to take it at least to 5-4. And Alex with a huge ace out wide to go 6-5 up. And, as you can see here, Kai taking that ball might have gone long, and another sudden death juice point to take this second set. And Alex shanking it wide, and we're going to a second set tiebreak. We're going to have to win 2 tiebreaks in a row if we want to take the match. I'm not sure who is more nervous here, Alex or me. Anyway, great hustle from both of us. Ball just travels wide. But we're up a mini break here at 4-3. Good interception by Alex at the net. And we go 6-5 up here with another set point. And we managed to take the second set with the momentum, or the tiebreak momentum, which is super important. Once you've won one tiebreak, you have so much confidence going into the next one. But now we knew in the match tiebreak it's going to be very tight at the beginning, so we're going to have to try and limit the errors. But as you can see, not a great start going down 2-love. They were playing very solid, making us play volleys. Me overshooting that volley again, going 3-love down, and I think we went 4-1 down. So we managed to change sides at 4-2. But me putting in the ace gave a lot of confidence, and we just tried to keep the energy as high as possible to just try and focus on winning every single point. And at 4-all in the tiebreak, an absolute clutch return and crazy point to take us to 5-4 with the mini break up. You know, watching that back now, that point seems pretty insane. And again here, Caldy getting the net cord and just putting a little touch shot over the net to take us to 6-4. This is a secret big point, as I like to call it, because it's going to give us a little bit of breathing room. I got a little bit over-eager on that smash, didn't quite manage to put it away. Tried to redeem myself, and this time got the job done. And we found ourselves at 9-4 up, having won the last 8 points in a row. And we ended up taking it. We get the win, 2 ATP points in the bag with Donski, and we progress to the quarterfinals. Here's what we had to say after the match.
Right, so me and Alex managed to get the win. Absolute nail biter. What was it, like 7-6 in the second, managed to dig it out in the tie break. Honestly, I think as the match went on, our partnership was like getting better and better.
Yeah, considering it was our first match, like of course a little shaky in the beginning, but we kept our energy level high. We communicated well between the points, and little by little our game started raising, and we played some insane points, I gotta say.
Yeah, that one where you hit like a behind the, and we lost the point, but that was a joke. Yeah, and then from then I was like, I actually thought that was like the first game of the second set, and I was like, oh, we're gonna lose this game now, because it was like 30-love or something. I was like feeling like we were on the downward, and then we just suddenly picked up the energy, we broke them back, and then we had like 2-3 game points in that 4-3 game to go 5-3 up on serve. And we ended up losing it, and then it was like a roller coaster throughout the whole match. But
I mean, in doubles it's always like this tight, very tight matches. 1 or 2 points can change the whole thing. I mean, we kept it really airtight, and we kept
like bouncing the energy. 100%. Like I felt like with you, like obviously, like it was so positive the whole time. Like a lot of the other players I play with, I'm usually the one that's like motivating them. But on the court, like a lot of the time, you were very assertive no matter what. So I almost had this like sure thing that we were going to win. And that's like, you've got to give credit to you. Like that's obviously where you are, why you are where you are. But like that mindset was helping me so much throughout. And I thought that, you know, if we can bring that second, third, fourth match,
for sure we had a good chemistry. And, yeah. Oh, I mean, we got to keep going like this, and we have 3 more matches to go, and it's just gonna
3 more matches to win.
It's gonna get better and better
100%.
Each match we play. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be nice.
Let's go.
And so we progressed to the quarterfinals, where we played 2 Dutch wildcards. Now, one of them actually made the final of a 75 Challenger the week before in doubles. Had gone to TCU and was actually in the, I think, the semi-finals or the final of this tournament in Germany in the singles draw. So very formidable opponents. The older of the two was actually the coach of the other player, and they played some very good doubles. We could definitely tell they were handy with their volleys, their baseline game. They were very locked in, and me and Alex knew that we really had to put up some good tennis. We go down an early break here, but you know, this beginning of this match, there's always a few sudden death points that could go either way. I think we just started off a little bit flat. I think that the energy wasn't quite there. We'd waited the whole day with rain delays. You know, Alex had lost in the singles in the first round, so you know it was a little bit flat. Obviously, I'd lost in the qualifying of the singles, and a little bit of miscommunication at the beginning of this match led us to be 4-1 down on serve, and that's obviously never good for morale. But we tried to keep it positive. We tried to keep it pumped up. You know, obviously, we both believe that we can win. We played some good tennis, and having won that first round, we knew we could win the tournament if we played some good tennis. But you know, these opponents were in our way today at sudden death juice here at 4-1. This is a pretty key point. Alex getting the scramble, getting to that ball. I put a terrible volley into the mid-court of the net. I just got caught out in no man's land there. That's a little bit of inexperience from my part. And we go down 5-1 in this first set. Never a position you want to be in. This match was pretty quick as well. The games were flying by, so 5-1 was only like 15 minutes into the match, so you didn't really find any rhythm. You know, me and Alex started pretty slowly in this first match, so you know, you can tell that having not played together is causing us to just need a little bit more time to kind of warm up in the match. And they served very, very good. Took the first set 6-2. And, you know, this start of the second set, they just opened up guns blazing. You know, two very, very solid doubles players, I could tell. But me and Alex, you know, we know in doubles it's a sudden death juice point here and there that can really make the difference. So we knew we just got to hang with them, make it tough for them, and, you know, really fight in this second set. And shots like that, playing really, really well from them, gave them, you know, a break early in this second set, and they were just serving very, very well. A lot of the balls that they'd put down the line were on the line pretty much, so it was causing us to second guess whether we were taking them. And their hands were really, really good, as you can see, just making us play that extra ball. And obviously on these clay courts, we're not getting many free points off serve and big forehands, which is both of our games really. And I think that that's where we were kind of having to play one extra ball. But again, 3-2 here at the beginning of this second isn't that far away, and you know, we get a 30-love chance here on their serve. You know, they put in a great serve and an unbelievable, you know, ball striking there from the net player. But again, they go 40-30, having won 3 points in a row, and these are the games where from 30-love up we really needed to try and capitalize. You can see here I'm literally trying to not really leave much space for this guy to go up the line because he's so far wide. He just chooses the slice to go line, not the one I was expecting. I just take it thinking it's going to go in and couldn't quite put myself in the right position there. But again, going up in this game, taking it to 4-3. I was very surprised by this guy serving. He served very well. Timmermans, I think was this guy was called. You know, really, really accurate serves, really putting the ball on the line and making it tough for us. And on that sudden death juice point at 4-3, an opportunity for us. They managed to get the job done. But Alex was serving a lot better now. I was playing a lot better now. I feel like if we could just get a break here, we were in with a real chance of winning this match. And we would have to do it in this game. 5-4 serving for the match. You know, we were prepared to hustle, try anything possible. Alex running all the way up there and just missing the volley. We got ourselves a 15-love up in this game. I think that 15-love is always a huge point, but 30-love's even better. Just good hands from me there at the net. Alex getting it down low to their feet, playing the beautiful lob, going 30-love up. This was our chance. This is our opportunity to break back and really change the match. And he puts in an ace. Too good. Here at 30-15, goes with the kick out wide. Alex comes into the net. I literally missed that volley by a centimetre, or maybe 2 centimetres. And that is the turning point in this match. I put in a great return and it goes long. We get 2 break points here. It was a sudden death in the game before. We really felt that this was the turning point. Donski just missing the return on that ball. Good serve down the tee. And he goes kick into the body and Donski just misses wide. So we unfortunately lose in the quarterfinals.